Leicester's Community Shields, and I have with me today my guest here in the studio. At the moment, he's far away from his mic, and he's much bigger than that mic, and he's going to struggle to get the mic as close as possible to him. So if you can pull your chair forward, Mr. Michael Davis.
I've done that.
Great. Michael, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Well, my name's Michael Davis. Myself and my family run a business on Haj Street, builders merchants and garden supplies. And basically we've been in the community and part of the community all of my life and my father, grandfather and great-grandfather's lives.
That is a long time, isn't it?
Yes.
Let's go back to your grandfather, right? What year are we talking about there?
He was born in 1899.
1899. That was the time when this area was all cobbled streets.
Yes.
Where the horse and cart was
that's right.
in business.
Well, in
yeah.
fact, just at the bottom of Evington Valley Road, Evington Parks Road, and he tells me there was a farm gate there, and he would lean on the farm gate looking at the cows.
Of course, so that is right from Masjid, the new mosque.
Exactly.
At the top
yes.
there,
Yeah.
right up to the top of Evington Road.
Yeah.
So, guys, this is how it is. 1890 you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, the 1890s, yeah.
1890s when your grandfather was born then, was it?
Yeah.
That is a long time ago. So it's over 100 years of history to know this dynamic in this area. And when we say the cobble street, that is dating back to the Roman Empire, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is, yeah. Yeah, there's roads around here that follow tracks of the old Roman roads.
Of course. So no, if we dig deep down there, we'll find some coins there. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Pull your chair forward. Relax. Now I'm taking care of you, and of course.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So my producer, he's very strict, on this,
Okay.
all the technology stuff here in the studio.
Yeah.
So
No, Divana Road,
Yeah.
at the top of the road here, follows the route of the old Via Divana, which was an old Roman road running out of Leicester.
now, just take us back. What period? What
I
period
can't
are you
take you back
talking?
to the Roman times.
What period are you talking about there?
Well, the road apparently was a Roman road coming out of the city of Leicester, as it was then.
That's like 2,000 years ago.
Yeah. It
Gosh,
is.
that is a long time. I've lost everybody
How
at
far
18.
back do we want to go?
I've lost everybody who was listening in at 1890, and they've all fallen off their chair, and now you've taken me back 2,000 years. So what we're saying here, guys, yesterday was very important to know about. A little bit of history is good to know about, and then we are where we are today because of yesterday, aren't we?
Well, certainly the communities that are here now have been built on the communities of the past.
Of course, now we have 40 plus communities, diversities here,
Yeah.
right? So what was, what is, what will be, as they say, God knows what will be, right?
My family were from Wales. So
Exactly.
originally from South Wales and moved to Leicester.
I see. That's hence you are a Swansea supporter.
Oh, probably not.
Well, the city has done well, hasn't it? On Saturday they won the Community Shield, and before that they won the FA Cup, and before that they won the Premier League in 2015.
That's right. Yeah, we've waited a long time.
Yeah, so it's good. The city deserves some success, and it is like 40 diversities if they all work together. Now we're today here to discuss the Evington Traders Association, which you were instrumental to set that up many years back.
1990s, so we've jumped forward a little bit, but in the mid-1990s, the businesses on Evington Road as it was then, and the businesses were slightly different then to the ones that are here now. But the issues that they were having are exactly the same as the issues now. You talked about litter, parking, general traffic, and just trying to encourage Evington Road as a business area, but being part of the local community.
Now, that is almost 25 years ago when you set up this association. Now, over the years, we've seen many changes on the road. The dynamics have changed. The shops that used to be here are not here any longer. And succession planning is necessary for all of us in our families, in our workplaces, in our businesses. So there has been a huge transition just in the last 10 years on this road.
Oh, without a doubt. And I think the big difference is the fact of the trading hours that the shops on Evington Road now deal with. Whereas when we were talking 25 years ago, most businesses started at 8 in the morning and finished at 6 in the evening. A lot of that business has shifted to later in the day. And for that reason, there is a different dynamic to the road. But that dynamic doesn't alter the issues that the individual businesses have as far as the road is concerned. And they are exactly the same issues as when we start. The reason the Business Association originally started was traffic calming and the closure or the one-way system that was created on Evington Road. And the businesses were unhappy about that happening initially because we felt it was the thin end of the wedge as far as the council trying to stop our customers coming to the area.
So there has been a tremendous number of changes, but one thing has not changed over that period of time. Anyone guess here? No? You want to guess, Michael?
No, come on, tell me.
It's the red, blue and yellow again.
Red, blue and yellow.
Red, blue and yellow. Red for Labour.
Oh, the politics.
Blue for Conservatives and yellow for Lib Dems. So it's been a Labour-controlled council, isn't it?
Yes, it has.
Since when?
Since always.
It's amazing how everything to do with yesterday keeps being directed at you, Michael. You're the man with the knowledge.
Yeah, well, there were certainly some Conservative local councillors. I'm trying to think who they were now, at Evington and whatever, but certainly predominantly it has been Labour.
Yeah. Now, where we're going with that is we now need your assistance, your support to restart that engine again. Mm-hmm. So all these participant shops on this road, the neighbouring roads, can all be part of a progressive community.
Yeah.
And doing their bit.
Looking back to when we first formed, we did make contact with local residents associations and we worked closely with residents associations. In fact, one of our members was also on the residents association. It was part of the residents association. And I think that's an important thing as far as the business association is concerned. It isn't seen as something different to the community. Yeah, it is seen as part of the community.
It's all about working together, isn't it,
exactly.
Michael, as a team and making things work. Sometimes we have to agree to disagree. Sometimes we have some very strong valid points.
Yeah.
But if we don't bring them on the table...
Well, I think there are always compromises to look for. Because there are always massive differences in points of view, and there are always compromises to look for. And I think it is important to look for those compromises and bring every part of the community into those decisions that are made.
Of course, that's what we are intending to do. And right now, a lot of these shops on the road are interested. They just need some guidance from somebody like yourselves to solidify them, to prepare all the necessary paperwork for them, and then you hand over the book to them. Says, here you are, guys.
Yeah, well, we're more than happy.
You and I are here to help them if they need us in a sort of a consultancy advisory capacity, because that's what we're good at. And it's called pass the baton.
That's right, and I think that's an important thing to do, and I'm more than happy to be involved in that.
So you and I, Michael, could make history here, that we discussed live on Radio Haj succession planning for our next generation.
Well,
right?
Are Labour listening?
I don't know if they're listening in, but I'm sure that they will come on the table, and they'll also add some good progressive ideas on the table.
Hope so.
Yeah,
Let's hope so.
And we can make it work, right? So, if all of you in this particular area you have some ideas to share, then please do call us on Radio Haj. You have our details, our number. We're on Evington Road above the Chaiwala shop. And of course, that is one iconic shop that flagshipped on this road.
Mr. Wills' news agent.
Exactly, Mr. Wills, God bless him. He used to also live around this area, isn't it?
Just lived on Mayflower Road, next to Mayflower School.
I wonder if he still has those apple trees in his garden.
Well, I hope so. I may go and pay another visit. See if we can get an apple pie tonight.
Yeah, well, there you go, guys. Back in the day, apple scrumping used to be called. Well, it was another kind word for the word robbing.
He only caught me once.
Yeah, you jump over the fence and you take his apples.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure he didn't want them.
Of course. And that was back in the day.
Yeah.
And now dynamics have changed drastically. So many more people in the area than used to be. The roads were never ever made for these number of cars that are parked. And we have a constant parking problems, and that is one of the problems that challenges we have to face going ahead.
Exactly, which was the same problem 25 years ago, but it's been added to, because the houses 25 years ago that had 1 or 2 cars have got 3 or 4 cars now.
So, Michael, you're from the era of the coal shed.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. There was, at the back of each terraced house, there was your outside toilet.
Yep.
And one was called the coal shed.
Yeah, well, we had an air raid shelter in our garden. Well, let's say garden. It wasn't a garden, on Biddulph Street. I lived on Biddulph Street for the first 7 years of my life. And we had an air raid shelter in the yard.
You know, wouldn't it be very interesting if we took one of our, say, 15 or 16-year-olds and let him live a week from that era?
Yeah.
Which means 3 times a week he had to go out, fetch a coal. And he'd be worried about his designer jeans and his trainers he's wearing.
And is there any Wi-Fi?
Is there any Wi-Fi? Yeah. And then he'd have to come bring the coal in, set up the fire. Yeah. And then when it was time for having a bath, it's that tank in the kitchen.
Exactly, that's right. Yeah, in this kitchen sink.
Yeah. So get the coal, go and heat up the water, and then take that water and tip it in the tank. And once a week, everybody's fighting who's going to go in the tank first.
Who could be first with the clean water? Yeah.
Yeah. So you remember that era?
Oh, certainly I do. Yeah.
So now Michael is here giving away his age, because that is a period pre-72.
Oh, definitely pre-72. Right. Almost pre-62.
Pre-62, pre-72, certainly. And that time, I will say that in the 72, when the majority of the Asians arrived into the city from Uganda, when Idi Amin had expelled them, they came here to the city of Leicester, and they were never used to the coal.
No,
there are no coal shed over there. They had their bathrooms inside the house. So the first thing they did, they built that extension.
Yes, so that's right.
They punched a hole out in the kitchen, and they made a extension there.
Oh, we sold lots of bricks.
Yeah, you sold a lot of bricks for that. Right. So that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. So through selling them building materials, you would learn the dynamics of what.
Oh, certainly.
That's right. Who's doing what.
Yeah.
Amazing. We never looked at it that way. The man who sells the building materials, he has an insight into everybody's lives.
Exactly.
And what they're buying, what they're building.
Yeah, and what they want to produce by the end of all that.
And how they're living. So he was like a secret psychologist. and also he knew how the changing times were happening with everything, you know. So what year did the cobbled streets disappear then? Did they tarmac over them, or did they resurface?
I think it's difficult as far as my memory is concerned, but I lived at 46 Conway Road from the age of 7 till about 20, and a bonfire night, November the 5th, we would have a street bonfire. So they would put wood in the middle of the road and burn it, and we'd all be out. Everybody's doors would be open, kids would be all out on the street, all the parents would be out, and we'd have a party in the street around a bonfire. Well, there wasn't tarmac then, so I don't really know when it was tarmacked. So that would have been early 60s.
Early 60s, so it was cobbled then, was it?
It must have been. We had a bonfire in Conway Road, so we couldn't have done that on the tarmac.
Yeah, I think after the show today, I'm going to go past 46 and look at it in great detail to see if there's any remnants left behind by you.
The whole house has been converted into a bathroom.
It has no outside coal shed anymore.
It doesn't, no.
Of course, that is interesting. So there's a lot of history here on this road, and we have many shops, takeaway shops, and one of the interesting things that I'd like to share with everybody who's listening in right now is that Evington Road is one of the one and only roads that I can say that I know of in the UK, where 8 flagship shops shops that started here have now taken their shops national.
That is amazing.
So one flagship shop has, the one downstairs, for example, I won't say his name unless he pays me some money. And his shop is now got 40 branches. Another one next door to him, he's now on the way to 5 branches and more, and so on.
Yeah.
So there are 8 shops on this road that have absolutely worked hard and made a difference.
Yeah.
Now, they have created a lot of jobs.
No, that's right. And
Right.
also
So-
money for the economy.
Economy, right? So these are the kind of stories which are never told in detail.
No.
So if, as an association, everybody's together, they share in each other's successes, they feed off each other, one can be a mentor to another.
Well, I think success breeds success, doesn't it?
And that is what the power of working together is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, without a doubt.
Yeah. So I always say that whatever the elder people in the community like you and I, what we will do
Middle age.
will define tomorrow. If we don't plant the right seeds, we don't pass on the baton, then when tomorrow goes wrong, who's to blame?
Well, the trouble is, that's right. We turn around and say, well, that's what happened when we tried. And people need to learn from what's happened in the past.
Of course, and I think we'll get our heads together on it. We'll start depicting yesterday. We'll depict what happened here. At least we don't have to go back to 2,000 years, but certainly
Let's ignore the Romans.
we go down to at least 100 years, and we bring it back to today, where we are today.
Yeah.
And now we have all the social media platforms that are necessary. There is a website of Leicester yesterday, and that shows a lot of information about Leicestershire. And there are so many people connecting on it.
Yeah.
And I'll put a post out on that. Evington Road, bring it on. I need information. And a lot of people will come forward, right?
Yeah, there are a lot of people out there.
Last week, I did at least 4 days on it, just discussing Lewis's, the department store in the town,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the chef who used to be in the kitchen, he sprung out of nowhere. All his staff sprung out and said, "Oh, I worked with him."
Yeah.
And the stories then start,
Yeah.
right? So this is news of old.
Well,
But all of that is
I
relevant.
was a regular at Lewis's on Saturdays for broken biscuits.
Yeah. So all of that is important in order for us to define what's happening today.
That's right. And to guide the future.
Yeah. So if any one of you want to take part in this initiative to depict the history of Evington Road, where you would like it to be, where it is today, then share with us your ideas. And our studio manager, if he's still awake in there, he can send us the telephone number so we can tell everybody the telephone number and the WhatsApp number that you can contact. And we can then pass you on to the people who are writing out all the goodies for this road, right? So if you can call us on 0116 482 2086. Don't call me to tell me that you want to place an order with Michael for some building materials. Or you can text us on 07748 855 055 and we can have a banter with you. So this program today has all been about yesterday, discussing the Evington scenario.
Evington Road Business Association.
Business Association, and that is going to be revived again.
Yeah.
And there'll be so many more members. All the businesses around Evington Road and also the residents will also join in this initiative.
I think that's the answer.
And when this has been solidified, this will then start engaging with the police force, the council, the fire engines, the ambulance services.
The whole of the community.
So everyone is working together
to
support each other. And also put together in the pot a good charitable idea.
Yeah, but also having an opportunity, if they want to criticise and know that somebody will listen to what they've got to say and maybe adapt what is happening to accommodate their problems.
So here we go now. Today we have one gentleman here in the studio and he's going to take on board the website to create for this initiative. If you can turn around, you can see him sitting there. Yeah? So whenever we do, there on the left, you can see him on the left hand there, right?
Yeah.
His name is Edmar. Now, the good news is, this is what I like about working together. Edmar is not even from Leicester.
No.
He's not even from England.
Right.
He's from a country in West Africa. And he wants to take part and do something progressive while he's here. Okay. He'll be gone back to his country at some point.
Yeah.
So it's wonderful when they see the work that we're doing. They says, look, I want to be part of...
he'll take some of our history back with him.
This journey. And this is very interesting. And I will never say no to anyone who comes forward and he wants to participate and he wants to help.
Yeah.
And that's very interesting. So a lot of these young guys, they have a lot of techie experience that you and I don't have.
Yes, that's true.
So we take him and we work with him. Yeah. So information is the way forward.
Yeah, all inclusive.
Everything today is about our knowledge and our data. If we have one, we don't have the other, we fail.
That's correct.
How important is that today?
Well, contact and talking to people is the most important thing.
Yeah, as you are doing your business for quite some time, and you will understand better than anyone else is that your network is your net worth.
No, that's right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
So that's how it goes. You know, we all work with networks and with people that know us. And so I'm going to all, somebody send me a text saying that Michael's shop is on Divana Road, and which is what the road you drive along when you see his shop to the left-hand side.
That's right.
But the actual road the shop is on is
Halsbury Street.
So you all know it as Divana Road because that's where you drive past and you see at the corner. So how many years has that been there?
Late 80s we were there, but before that we were on St Peter's Road, and we started in Biddulph Avenue in 1919, just off Biddulph Street. So I don't know, a quarter of a mile from here.
Now that is what you call a family business. You just moved from A to B to where it is now.
We didn't like to move far.
And this has been a family business, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. Yeah, and it still is. Myself, my brother and my sister.
I see, yeah. That's very good. That is a story to tell as well. So you will be a participant as the number one contender on the website.
Something for another day.
Yeah. So it would be very interesting even for you to see the number of diversities that we will depict.
Well, that's right.
In this website, and we can make this a very fun experience.
Yeah.
And it's never too late to learn, is it?
Definitely not.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this. Are you looking forward to it?
Definitely.
Yeah. So we can make it work, and I'm absolutely looking forward to working together with you on this, Michael. And you mentioned to me you're going away at the weekend. Last week you said.
Oh yes, yeah.
You went away somewhere nice?
Oh well, only over to we did do. So over to the East Coast.
Of course, now everybody is going local.
Oh no, that's right. Well,
because
you can't go far.
You can't go far because of the COVID situation.
Yeah.
And everybody is happening local. So now we're going to call it a day.
Yeah.
We got our next guest queuing in, waiting there to come on and take me on. So our next guest is going to be Claudia Webb. She's a member of Parliament, and she's going to join us here today in the studio. And of course, we could not do this before during COVID, and now we're able to do that.
Yeah.
So it's not the same when it's on a telephone or the Zoom.
That's right, face to face, all exciting stuff.
That's right, yeah. So we're going to catch up with you very soon.
That's
so
fantastic.
Everybody,
thank you very much.
Thank you for coming in today, Michael. I'll look forward to touching base with you very soon.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, bye. So, brothers and sisters, very good to have Michael Davis in the studio with us today, and I'm looking forward to joining Claudia Webb. She's going to come into the studio now, and she's going to talk to us about some of the irrelevant issues that are happening right this minute in our country, not only in our community, but across the board in the country. And, of course, give you a little bit of insight into the different dynamics of the Leicester area, right? So that will be very interesting. So if any of you would like to ask any questions, then we are ready to answer them. We'll do our best. If you'd like to call us on 0116-482-2086, and the text number is 07748 855 055. So do connect with us and let us know. So we'll be joining you very shortly. Thank you. You're looking very sporty today. Yes.
Okay. I'm not. We just had a brief chat.
Are you going to join or you want to sit?